If y'all knew the shit we be talking about during these breaks, man.
We were live. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Oh Lord, no.
Lord.
No, it's all good.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
With Bevy Smith. Talk to people about your journey. You said like you weren't a journalist by training, and you were a fashion executive.
Yeah.
It's hard for people to imagine how you got where you are based on where you've been. So talk a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, I was a fashion advertising executive. I was at Vibe magazine. I was a senior director of fashion and beauty advertising, and then I went to Rolling Stone magazine, and then ka-ching.
Okay.
It was a very nice life.
Cute.
It was a very nice life, and it was fabulous travel. Milan and Paris 6 times a year, first class. Yes, darling.
Champagne.
Okay, now
Champagne.
Park
What a
Hyatt
life.
moments, Four Seasons, extravaganzas, darling. It was-
That's real.
Yeah, exactly. It was all of that.
You was like the devil
that.
wears Prada. Like you
I
was out
was,
here
I
living
was
that
like the
life.
Devil Wears Prada meets Boomerang. I recently had
Oh.
because I had Robin Givens on my show, and I said, you know, when we used to come off of the flights in Milan, and it was like a squad of us. It was like me, Emil Wilbekin.
Yes, Emil.
You know, Mimsor Kamarake, who was Wendy's
Yes,
stylist,
stylist.
and you know, all these people. And we would get off, and we would be like fly, draped. And we would each then get into our own separate Mercedes-Benz sedans.
I'm
We
tripping.
wouldn't take the same
Fabulous.
car. How about them
How
apples?
about that?
That's
You don't
something.
ride with me. I'll meet you there.
I'll meet you there, darling.
Yes.
We'll go to the same
place,
I'm in a
right.
separate car.
I want to see a movie like that.
Yes,
Oh,
actually,
it was
Bevy, you
sexy,
need
it
to
was chic,
sell.
it was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing, I tell you. And then, of course, because urban culture had not become global culture in that way as of yet, because this is the 90s. So
Right.
imagine a time before you see Jay-Z and Beyonce front row.
Right.
Imagine a time
Right.
before Cam Newton has to go over to Paris and sit in the coach so he can go to the fashion shows and everything. This is like back when we were going, it was like me, Emil, Andre Leon Talley, and then European black folks. But it wasn't like this, you know, what you see now. So I love to see now when I'm looking at fashion shows, seeing all the fabulous all the fabulous black celebrities there present and all the magazines currying favor with them, because we used to bring people over to Europe. Like we brought Tupac over.
Wow.
To Milan. You know what I mean? Like we used to bring celebs over, and then all of a sudden GQ and all those magazines start wanting to post them as entertainers, but not really to like actually be guests in the proper way. But they were our guests. Like we were the first people to take T.I. over to Europe. He had never been to Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, so all these magical moments. So okay, so we're fabulous, we're fly, and we're doing the damn thing. So then I go over to Rolling Stone magazine, and I do quite well, but it's a horrible gig because, as you can imagine, anytime you're the only one in a space, especially in a really kind of historic space like that, because you know Rolling Stone was the first really music magazine
Yes.
ever.
Right.
Yes.
You know, it's just like oppressive. And I was the only black person in the management, and I was the only woman in the bullpen. So it was like double duty. But I did learn something from being there. I learned to say, what's it? Woo, woo. You know that thing that they say when it's like a good thing, the white folks. I see I done lost that. I've been away so long.
I don't-
Y'all know what
I'm not around
talking
white
about?
people that much.
You know, like when we say "ow," but they have something too. Like we say "ow," and they say like "woohoo" or something.
Oh, woohoo! Like when
Yeah, like
Yippee.
that. No, not yippee.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
anyway,
Okay.
so
you learn to talk white, speak
no,
white.
not that, because I always know how to do that.
Right.
Girl, it's okay. You know we all have to code switch.
Yes.
Right, and you
Code
can't
switch
even
is
do the
real.
work that I was doing without knowing how to code switch.
absolutely.
Right. So anyway, I quit the job, and then I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna go and do the TV.
Yes.
I do an Eat, Pray, Love trip, but the sepia version.
Oh.
So I go to Brazil, I go to Costa Rica, and I go to South Africa, and I go to Zambia. And when I come back, I decide I'm on and popping, and I start doing all this TV, and I start writing, and I'm not getting paid to do any of it.
Right.
And then before you know it, people start acknowledging the talent. And 7 years later, I get a TV show. But it took 7 years.
And that's what people don't get the grind.
Right.
So it took 7 years of grinding to get the show, but it also took a whole career
Yes.
to be qualified for the show.
Yeah,
and that's what people don't get. And I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of young people now, like they come out and they're looking for a show, they're trying to create a show. And I'm like, cool, I want everybody to win,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of work that goes
There's
into
a lot of
it.
work that goes into it, but I was actually offered the show almost immediately after I quit. It was a show, the Tim Gunn show on Bravo, and that's how I actually met Andy, because I was offered the gig, but because I was a business person, when I got the contract, I saw how tragic it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these shows
Contracts.
are horrible, the way they treat people. So I declined it. But I mean, probably would I have declined it if I had known it was going to take another 7 years to get another job? Probably not. But I'm glad I did because it brought me here. Because in the meantime, in between time, I created my business, Dinner with Bevy. So I was an accidental entrepreneur because I ran out of coins.
Yes.
And I had to find something to do. It was either do reality TV or create a business. So I decided to create a business because I didn't want to do reality TV because I didn't want my mama to know about my salacious leanings.
Right.
And there we are.
Especially after we that turn in the 90s.
Right.
After you discovered that thing.
When new millennium,
Right.
never look back now.
Okay.
After the I'm just saying, after you discovered it.
Simmer down,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh.
I'm still not participating in that event.
Well, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bevy,
Let the
you were-
record show.
Let the
Chia
record
Peppers
show.
and Bevy Smith, we are not
And Jameer Bond.
participating. I don't believe it.
Wow.
Well, time she's up. Gotta go. We'll see y'all later.
Y'all are.